STPL.
Hello guys and welcome to today's STPL. I know there's a bunch of people having trouble with Twitch, so hopefully that's not going to cause too many problems for anyone. But we're here for week 8. The stream title didn't update, which was where Twitch was being weird for me, but hopefully it should now be showing the right details and everything. We're going to be heading into Red versus VT, but just to go through the normal spiel every time we do this, just to make sure anyone new knows what's going on. All the series are best of 5, all the games are played regardless of outcome. The lineups are selected in advance and all games are played at the same time. So when each of the players are playing each other, for the vast majority of the time they will not know the results of the other series, which makes it all the more important that they win their games. Set 5, if we get there, if it goes 2-2, it is an ace match, and it means any player can compete again. Now, the map pool we've got in this season is Hitchhiker, Montiel SE, Core Breach, Tripod, Andromeda, Byzantium 3, Fancy 2, and La Mancha, which is kind of cool. We've had a lot of really fun things going on there. And basically, we've just had a really fun season so far. There's been a few things that have maybe been a little bit more regrettable. Like, we've had a few walkovers, like we've got a walkover today as well, but this one was a really weird situation, and it nearly caused an argument between two of the teams. So, luckily enough, that was resolved. It's not too much of a big problem, but we do have another couple of walkovers on Wednesday's series as well. But other than that, we're fine. It seems to be getting to that point in June, sort of near summer, where everyone is a lot harder to get hold of and a lot harder to sort of arrange everything. So let's see if that's going to play into it too much. Hopefully it won't be too much of a problem. We're about to head into the playoffs in just over 3 weeks, so we should have like the top teams fighting out, and it shouldn't be too hard to organize that. So that's all well and good. Let's have a look at the team rankings so far. It's a little bit awkward just because White Clan did leave, so all of the teams actually have an additional win to what they would have had otherwise. And also, due to the different buys appearing at different times, it's made it very difficult to actually tell whereabouts everyone actually is. And you can obviously see how many series people have played, but it doesn't make any sense. Like, Soul Gaming have played 7 series. They got the walkover versus White as well. They've won all of them. But it also means for the next 2 weeks, Soul won't actually be playing because they've got 2 buys in a row. So it's a little bit confusing, but Soul are at the top. IRK and Valhalla are close behind. Valhalla team do have 2 penalty match losses, which will be added on at the season end. So they're going to drop quite a bit here. And that could actually remove them from contention, from being in the playoffs, which would actually be insane. Things are definitely very close in the center of the table as well, with EF, Revolution, and Net Wars all pretty much tied up with only a few games difference between them. We've got Red Nash closely following them, and DM and Bull, unfortunately, at the bottom of the table, pretty much out of contention of making it into the playoffs, unless they get very lucky, I would say. They need to win their upcoming series, and they pretty much can't drop a single game, which is going to be tough, but it's possible. It's happened before. Can it happen again? and let's see how that's going to go. Now, a big thank you and a big shout out, of course, to all the contributions we've had, especially from our sponsors, Liquipedia, Esport Fund, and Matrino. We've got our highest prize pool ever at $2,000. I think it's at $2,001 now, which is just ridiculous. It's amazing. Thank you so much. Let's have a look at the player rankings. We have had a little bit of movement there. Koga moving up to second, knocking Noob down a place there after his double win over Terra in Net Wars versus EF last week. That was a really cool set of games. We've got Famasi in fourth, but he has, at least for the time being, dropped out the tournament, given the fact that White have kind of dropped off, and at least until the end of the season. I don't know if they're coming back or not, but hopefully they will do. We've got DeWalt in fifth, Bonnet in sixth, Eon in seventh, but Eon currently not on a team. I don't know if he's ever going to join one again, but I don't think he has really too much interest in playing clan leagues, which is fair enough. We've got Spire, Tai2 in 8th and 9th, and Forever in 10th, or he's actually joined 9th with Tai2, so kind of cool. Now, unfortunately, Forever is actually going to be receiving a walkover today. There was a little bit of mismanagement between the two teams, and the two teams are here in Red. Red, a very strong European team. They've not had the best of luck this season in the STPL, but still they've gone half and half, and all time they're at half and half as well, pretty much. They're just above 50%, which is really, really good. Now, the last time they met VT, which they've only done once, they did lose in Season 2, but this is a different Valhalla team this season, and I think this Red will definitely stand a very good chance against them. Let's have a look at the players they've got. For Valhalla team, we've got Forever, as you saw in the top 10, doing very, very well. Last is doing pretty well as well. With losing a few games, though, recently. Dane with only one game to his name, and Disco as well, both with only one win, so not too much to say about them. Now let's have a look at the lineups. Game 1 we're skipping. That was a walkover in favor of Haratos. I'll go through that just quickly. Basically, Forever turned up late, as far as I'm aware, and because Haratos had to go somewhere, he couldn't actually stay and watch the game, or he couldn't stay and play the game, so they took the walkover, which is well within the rules. He stayed longer than the rules are now. I think the rule is 15 minutes now, it might be 20. I would have to check my own rules. But basically, coming up, we've got a PvP between LML and Last, a PvZ between SOS and Dane, and then we've got a ZVP between Eriador and Disco. So I'm going to need to redo the overlay during the next break just to make sure Eriador is showing the right race. But for now, that doesn't matter. Let's have a look at who our first player is going to be. It's going to be LML, one of the captains of Red currently, taking over from Warrior at the end of Season 2. Really one of their best players as well. He's got a 50% win rate overall, a 60% win rate against Protoss, and recently he's gone against some of the best players outside of Korea, but either way he's doing pretty damn well for himself. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this is going to go. Let's have a look at the second player. This is going to be the player for VT. This is Last. He too is a very, very strong player. 75% win rate overall and an 80% win rate against Protoss. But he is not infallible. He lost to Oya 2 games ago on Blitz X. That was a while ago. That was actually back in Season 2, but it's still a loss. And that's still important. So let's have a look at the map. We're going to be going into the... sorry. So the map is going to be Monty Hall SE. I don't know why I just completely forgot how to say words. But looks like it's going to be one of those days. Work wasn't too bad today either. But Monty Hall, a really, really interesting map. Top left, bottom right hand spawns. I'll go through it a little bit more as we get into the game. And let's start with game number 2. It's Last versus LML. Okay, starting us off here in the top left-hand position, we have in the Peach, fighting for Red, who's doing something a little bit cheeky here. It's LML. Now, one thing just while we're here, this mineral wall, there's 3 of those mineral walls surrounding your main base. And if you want to go and expand, or if you want to go proxy, like we see LML is going to, you have to glitch your probe over. Now, it's actually a little bit easier than it looks. And LML made that look really easy. So, it's cool to see him have something prepared. Now, his opponent in the blue down here in the bottom right-hand corner is going to be Last, fighting for Valhalla team. Now, Last is one of the players who played a lot for Valhalla team in Season 2. He was kind of one of their mainstays, and he is one of the players that stuck around after Wiko left Valhalla team's partnership in the middle of this season. So, this season's been a little bit rough for Valhalla team. They've gone from having an incredibly strong roster to worrying that they may not have a roster at all. But SFCA, VT Game and Iradia, they've managed to sort everything out. Now, we've got a single gateway coming in here. Now, of course, one thing you have to remember is there is a mineral wall, the same we saw from LML on this side of the map. And there we go. This is why it's a little bit harder than it looks. That he's going to have to use the probe that doesn't have any, minerals, which means he's not going to be able to break through. And this is 2 gateways, which is fun. Oh, is he going to take the gas? Yeah, he is. So this is something really cool you can do. You can take the gas, you can mine out these minerals, and he's going to do it on this field here. And you basically go back and forth between the gas and the minerals. And what that means is when you overwrite the minerals with gas, you can mine the minerals again. Now, Last is still having trouble getting through the minerals here. I think this position's a little bit harder to do it in. It's easier to do it on the top and bottom sides. But we do have a single gateway in the main. There is a single zealot here as well. But is this going to be enough? Here we go. The gas is being mined. LML with a very clever plan here. This is super, super important to get this right. Now, the first zealot is out. Second zealot is not on the way. So as long as LML can get through these minerals very quickly, we could have a very fast PvP here on Monty Hall, and this is one of the reasons why I like this map so much. There's so many really cool ideas you can go for. Now, looks like Last is going to move over to see these minerals. Is he going to check whether or not they're being mined? I mean, in a second he's going to see it anyway. But the one problem LML has is he's not 100% on top of his probe. His probe is not mining as efficiently. Now, Last is going to see the probe. It's going to see that it's got gas as well. And he is going to know that something funky is coming his way. Is he going to build a second gateway or a zealot? Doesn't look like he is. And this could be a major problem, but looks like he is having more trouble trying to get over the minerals here. He wants to go into his opponent's main base, but he's going to be unable to do it. Now, there's already 4 zealots here against just 1 of his opponent. Now, you can already see Last coming into the main base here, going to confirm that there's no gateways. And look at this, he already sees the zealots. Is he going to be able to defend this? Oh my god, he actually gets a zealot in place in time. And there's actually going to be a probe glitching out this zealot as well, making it a little bit harder. 2 zealots against 1 means it's going to be very difficult to break through this angle. Looks like LML is trying to be as clever as possible. He needs to push in though. He needs to just go for it. Right, he's in the main base now. Can he get a surround on the final zealot? Dragoon coming out here. Probes are going to start to go down. And there is a shield battery in place, so this should be a little bit easier to defend. But don't forget, this is 2 gateways over on the other side of the map. We've got a... Oh man, we don't have the zealots targeting down the zealot though. It's going to target down the probe. I don't think that's the right call. There is 2 zealots in the mineral line still though. This is only 13 probes against 12, 12 against 12. So LML has managed to even this up. But LML, his zealots are coming in staggered. And if they come in staggered, I think he's going to be in trouble. He needs to pull back and he needs to get more units. The more zealots that run in here and die one by one, the worse it's going to be. Now, Last still not going to try and proxy anything in the top right. The zealot getting bugged out on the probes. And I mean, LML is doing a good job here, but unfortunately, I think he may have just... He's not lost the game by any means, but he's lost his ability to be aggressive. And every single zealot he throws away here is just worthless. It's going to be so hard for him to kill additional probes. And he's taking so much damage himself by doing this. It isn't worth it. Now, we've got the gas done. down here in the bonnet or the top right. The core is coming in, so he is going to be able to go into Dragoons. But is he going to be able to do it quick enough? Last is going to be able to push back. He's going to kill the assimilator, but more importantly, he's going to go and kill the gateways soon. And if the gateways die, there's no additional units going to be coming out here whatsoever. So you can already see a gateway coming up back in the main. The probe is still alive here. Double gateways being added on. This is 4 gate before robo or any tech. And Last is looking for these gateways. He's found them, and he is going to be able to clean these up. Although he's not planning to for some reason. Looks like he misrallied. Or trying to think of the right word, but shift clicked. Now, I don't know if chat is completely empty or if it's just my screen being funny given how broken Twitch is right now, but it kind of feels weird talking to myself, but that's all well and good. We've got Zealots coming in. The Dragoon count is just way too high though for this to really matter anymore. He tried to get a Zealot through. Like, if he'd have gone with 3 Zealots to attack this one Dragoon, he may have been able to get into the main, but he's just not going to be able to. The gateways are unpowered. His probe is still over here, so if he wants to be clever, he could... Oh, okay, no, he's actually going to kill them. I was going to say, if he leaves them alive, he can repower them. Now, is there any tech behind this? There's still no tech, so it's still going to be 2 gate against 1. LML does have that probe advantage that he got from killing those probes, but he lost so many minerals that I don't know if this is worth it. He's going to be behind in units. Last is going to expand, which is something that LML can do nothing about for the time being. Now, probe is going to get here and scout this, which is very, very important. Now, it's not going to see the robo, and it is going to be left to die, unfortunately. So it's a little bit unfortunate. I mean, the probe was kind of dead anyway. Looks like Last is still keeping his probe alive, still being annoying in the main. Not really able to do too much. But looks like LML is going to attempt to go to the right-hand side of the map rather than the left. And this means the game's going to be going on for a little bit longer. Oh, chat is refreshed for me. I now can't see the viewer count, but I can see chat, so that's all well and good. I know that you asked where Lucky Noob is, and Lucky Noob currently can't log into Twitch, which is why he's not here. Yeah, I don't know what's happening with Twitch recently. There seems to be... It only seems to happen on STPL days. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, there's always Twitch problems. Is there a problem with the video? Looks like it works for me. Now we've got a lot of units pushing around here to the top left-hand corner, of course. The minerals have not been wiped. Not been mined out. That means that Last isn't going to be able to push through here, but he is going to be able to put some pressure on, kill this pylon at the front, and also do some damage to these Dragoons. And if he can hold off this location long enough, we could actually see Last go for the same tactic that LML did earlier in the game. Now we've got DT drops coming in here for LML. Now DT drops are going to make things very difficult for Last. We do have an observer out already, which is going to help. But you've got to remember that all of Last's units are up here in the top left, so if the DTs come out quick enough, maybe we could see a lot of damage coming in. But the Nexus, the production of Last is really starting to kick in. He's up in supply, he's up in worker supply as well. And the Nexus isn't even done, which is definitely unfortunate. But here comes the speed shot. Looks like the observer is going to be leaving the main base. Oh no. Oh no, this could be bad. There isn't an observer in the main base right now. There's a Reaver being built. It's going to be Reaver shuttle against DT shuttle. But the Reaver Shuttle isn't going to be able to do too much if he loses all of his probes back at home. Is there going to be a second observer on the way? Or are we going to see a ton of damage being done? Yes, we are. There's a Reaver coming in here. This is not going to help him. Are we going to... Where is the DT going to drop? He's going to drop a Dragoon back here. He's going to fly the DT in. He's going to drop the DT and then fly the shuttle away. Last does not see the shuttle either. And this DT is the most important thing in this game right now. The observer going to see the Templar archives, and he's going to know there's DTs around somewhere. But does he know his workers are being killed? Yes, he does. Checks immediately. I don't know why, but LML's units just aren't attacking this game in this mineral line. The observer's coming out. He needs to do more damage. 8 kills. He's evening up the worker supply, but he needs to go. He needs to get out of this main base. He needs to get away from the observer. But it looks like we are going to have a block here by the Dragoons, making it impossible for the DT to get through. And the DT is going to go down. He does see the Reavers, which is very, very important. The second Reaver was cancelled, which is another important moment in this game. But LML didn't get enough damage done there. He needed to try and get the worker count similar. Now he needs Storm. Storm drops are the next major thing, and that's exactly what he's going to go for. But there's a few things he has to worry about. He needs to worry about Storm, he needs to do Storm drops, and he also needs to make sure he doesn't die to the Reaver drop, which is going to be coming his way. Doesn't look like Speed Shuttle was ever upgraded, so there's no worry about that too much. No, this is Speed Shuttle, isn't it? Yeah, he's upgraded speed. He just must have finished it. Okay, so we're going to have a Speed Shuttle flying in here through the middle of the map. Are we going to have any defense back at home? Oh my god, the shuttle going to scout the shuttle is the most important moment in this game for LML. LML needs to come back. He needs to bring his units back. He's got no defense. Did he not see it with his shuttle? It looks like he didn't. The Reaver going to be doing so much damage. Oh no, the Dragoons are heading back now, but it's just too late. The Reaver's going to fly into the main. There's undefended probes here. He pulls the probes, which is good, but are they going to be able to get away in time? Is there going to be a big Scarab? 5 kills on this Reaver already. And luckily enough, that Scarab doesn't connect, but the Reaver's going to get away. Now, I don't know where LML was planning on going with his units, but going to that bottom right-hand base would have achieved nothing. Now, there is a DT in here. I don't know how the DT got down here. I think it may have just run in, but it's going to be able to kill a Reaver, and that's actually a big pick-off. Oh my goodness, he's actually going to go towards the minerals again. There's no... Oh, there is a cannon there, actually. The fact there's a cannon in the mineral line is going to save him, but he is going to be able to get 5 probes in the very least. Sorry, I think that was 4 probes and a Reaver. Now, cannon coming up here for LML as well. That's going to help him defend a little bit against the shuttle, which seems to have flown back home. And looks like he's going to use this to push now. Now, do we have enough for LML to be able to hold on to this? That is the important question. He has Storm. He's only got 1 High Templar at the moment. There's units in the main that need to move to the natural immediately. And the worrying thing for LML is he just doesn't have observers. Like, he doesn't know what's coming. He finally sees the units. He needs to make sure he doesn't waste this Storm, though. This Storm is going to be one of the most important moments in the game for him. Where is he going to throw it down? Is he going to try and get the shuttle with it? Yes, he is. He storms the Reavers. The shuttle picks up the Reavers. The shuttle goes down. Oh man, this is such a close engagement. I'm actually going to hide everything for the time being. Looks like we've got a good concave by LML doing a ton of damage to the Dragoons. Tons of blue goo absolutely all over the place. And it looks like LML is in a position to counterattack now. The supplies are evened up, but the unit or the supply advantage for last is purely in probes. And this could be a really, really devastating counterattack here. He does have to push through this small area, which makes me feel that this could be not too bad for last, but LML definitely got a good advantage here. If he can go for a 3rd Nexus, oh my god, it looks like last is going to go for the 3rd Nexus here. That's a little bit risky, but it looks like LML going to waste the Dragoon trying to fit through the gap. He does have a Storm available, which is going to be quite good, but is the Storm going to be enough? There's a shuttle here. He doesn't manage to get the shuttle with the storm, but the units just aren't in. LML is... I hate to call this a counter throw, but he's throwing away units, and that's not what you want. He's got another storm here. Not in the best location. Does still get a little bit of damage down, but LML needs to pull back. There's no benefit to him being here right now, and the longer he stays outside the front, the more likely there's going to be a Reaver. He does catch a DT that's trying to get out this Observer in a very good spot, although the Observer is flying away for some reason. I think maybe he's checking over here, but he needs that back with his Dragoons. The High Templar does live to slay another day. You can already see that Last is getting a massive advantage. He's actually got +1. They've both got +1 attack, sorry. Third bases on the way for both players. And it's still looking like we could go into a longer game. Now LML gonna pull back. Get ready to defend his base. Looks like Last's observers both ended up in the same place. So he's gonna split those up. Let's check the gateway counts for both users. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for LML. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for Last as well. But Last with a massive supply advantage. And Last is going to go for a 4th base. How often is it in a PvP you get to your 4th base? Looks like LML getting ready to push through the right hand side. It also means he gains access to a 4th base as well. And it does give him the option of pushing forward. But the trouble is, there's an observer in his main. It sees the unit movement. And if he knows all of LML's units are going to the left-hand side, he's going to go and defend that base. Now, we've got a lot of Archons starting to come in here for Last. He's going to skip Storm for the time being. Now, he does want to open this up to get his units through a little bit easier, but by doing this, ironically, he's trapping his army, and that actually gives LML a chance to get down to this base. The timing is not great, so he probably shouldn't push into this, but it looks like LML wants to go for it. Let's see how this engagement goes. There's no storm, there's no AoE here whatsoever, and LML is going to be forced to turn around. That is not an engagement he wants to take. I think he even lost an observer while that was going on as well. Now finally, we have a storm here. He's about to get a second one. There we go. 2 storms actually going to be doing a lot of damage. But there's just not enough units here for LML. And Last may have just swung the game in his favor here. I think this may be it. I think unfortunately for LML, he's fought hard and he's fought well. But he just didn't have his whole army. When you go for engagement in PvP, you kind of have to commit. At least that's how it feels as a non-Protoss player. Yeah, Deli, you picked a really bad time to show up. Unfortunately, it looks like LML could be on the receiving end of a loss here, and it'll tie the series up 1-1, but LML still isn't dead. We do have the 4th base coming up here for Last. I mean, it's already done, should I say. The probes are transferring. We've got a lot of zealots heading up here to the natural of LML, which is slowly starting to dry up. Now, Last can't push in. And that is not Adele Scott, it's a different Adele. That's the first time I've actually seen his actual username for about 5 months, because on Discord it's just always a bunch of random emojis. It's really annoying. Oh man, it's kind of funny. Okay, we've got the observer going down here by Last, but he does see before it dies that LML's units are heading on over here, and this means he is going to go for a counter. Already, LML predicting this, going to move his units back in the other direction, and as long as he can hold on to this choke point, he still has an opportunity to come back in this game. And we're 20 minutes almost into this PvP, and depending on how this engagement goes, this could actually last another 20 minutes easily, as the way this map is getting split up. Now let's see if he can hold on. It looks like, oh no, LML getting a little bit confused, sending his army away again. LML's unit positioning this game has been a little bit lackluster in terms of just knowing where to have his units. I mean, it's definitely a problem when you don't have too many observers. I think maybe he wanted to go for a push on the right-hand side, which would have been great. He does hold on to that area without losing too much, but that was close. And the second your opponent can get into the main, it's pretty much game over. Now we've got LML going for the expansion in the top right-hand corner. This is a very good expansion to take. Unlike the bases in the middle of the map, which have 3,000 or 2,000 gas, the bases in the top right actually have the full 5,000. So the island base is very, very important. We know that we don't have too much drop ability from last, although it does look like he does have a shuttle coming in. Are we going to see LML seeing this? Yes, he does. Now, does he notice it? That's the important question. If he can get into a position to stop this drop... Oh, he's not going to be able to stop it. It's going to go onto the high ground and drop on top of the mineral line. He's got... His shuttle isn't anywhere nearby, I don't think. And while this goes on, we've got Last moving his army forward as well. Now, there wasn't... Oh man, he actually loses the shuttle. That was a major, major mistake. I don't think he dropped anything out the other shuttle. I thought that was an observer. But no probes went down, so... Now there is still the other... Oh man, all of the probes from the top left just transferred into this base. This is going to be devastating when this comes in. Need to make sure I keep an eye on the minimap for this. Now Last should go for this drop as he's pushing forward. Looks like it's coming in. He's getting ready to. Gonna try and keep an eye on that probe count as well, just to make sure we don't miss anything. Looks like we've got a lot of retreating storms coming in from LOL, which is definitely helping soften up this army. And the drop hasn't been activated, so this is definitely looking a little bit better for LML than maybe it should do. But the supply is plummeting for LML here, and it's just... It's so high for Last. This engagement is not going his way. But it looks like the tables may be slowly starting to turn. The drop's still not doing anything. But if he drops and just storms all the probes right now, it's pretty much game over. Another great storm coming in from LML, really allowing him to stay alive a little bit longer than maybe he should do. 4 Dragoons against 5. There's a Dragoon in the mineral line as well. 3 against 4. Archon coming in. Is he going to be able to hold on to this? He's down 60 supply. But it's not the end of the world. There we go, the storm drop coming in on the probes. This is going to be the end. Down to 21 workers. And yes, he's holding on to the army, but at what cost? It looks like he wants to drop over here. The probes are not in a position. Oh, they're about to get here though. This could be a big, big decider. Looks like he storms a little bit too early, but he gets another storm. Oh my god, he triple storms. Okay, there we go. 8 kills, not too bad. But still, it's 50 workers against 16. 109. Against 42, and it looks like the game is in its final moments here. LML fought his hardest, but unfortunately getting out positioned a little bit too often has cost him the game. A ton of cannons coming up here on the left hand side as Last is pretty much just saying, I am confirming this win, I'm taking this base, it's one of your naturals, and that's going to be game. GG. LML taps out after losing his final base. And Last wins game number 2. So that was a pretty sick PvP. Unfortunately, Last getting out-positioned, outflanked too many times, losing a little bit too much with the early aggression as well. He went for a proxy 2-gate. It didn't do nearly as much as he needed it to, and just a little bit of mismanagement on his zealots meant he was very far behind. And Last just rode that to the end. LML tried to come back, did a very good job defending against certain things, did a bit of DT harassment as well, but it just didn't work out for him. Now when we get back after this short break, we'll head into game number 4. It's going to be Eriador versus Dane, I believe. Let me just double check this. It's game number 3, sorry, and it's SOS versus Dane. See you guys soon. STPL does. Bio TVP. Wow! You got it. STPL does. Mass Scouts? No problem. Broadcast 3 nights a week on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 2100 CEST. Fantastic casting, fantastic production, fantastic prizes. Only here on the STPL. Did you know Reavers could be this radical? How did these lings even get here? All I know is that's one dead base. STPL does. Wraiths, Valkyries, Carriers, and Corsairs? Forget about it. You won't see that anywhere else. STPL does. STPL does. STPL does. STPL does. STPL does. DT's doing game-ending damage? Name a more iconic duo. We've even got carriers in PvZ. How amazing! A global team league on the scale you've never seen before. Don't see this in BWCL, STPL does. All that and more. Only on this amazing 64-bit STPL. What BWCL don't. Impressed? I know I am. Why not support us on the link below? Patreon.com/kicks. But act fast. It's a limited offer. Okay, starting us off down here in the bottom left-hand corner as your Black Zerg here. It's going to be Dog fighting in the 9 o'clock position. And his opponent spawning up here in the top right-hand corner is going to be the one, the only, Pre fighting for DM from Chile. We're going to be heading across the map. And they're going to see if they can make it in. Now, no way is Pre going to hide a base in the other main. That is so ridiculous. Caught off guard. The muters are going to die. Oh my goodness. Splitting the muters, trying to get away. But he's banking 1.2k gas. There's going to be a Queen's Nest. I know it. We can feel it. There's going to be a Hive ZBZ. Pre is playing this so strange, but here we go. Looks like the Mutler's going to come in. A lot of Muters have actually hatched now for Pre, but look at the spore colonies doing their work. Pre is going for a counter-attack. He isn't even bothered if he loses drones. He's got so many of them. The spores buying so much time, and there's no defense in this top left-hand base. Oh my goodness, so many drones are going down, and Dog, he's got no economy. He's only on 15 drones. Okay guys, welcome back. We're going to be heading into game number 3 between Red and Valhalla team. Once again, this series is tied up 1-1. This is a very important match for Red this season. If they can win this, they may guarantee themselves a place in the playoffs for Season 3, which would be a really good result for them after their performance in Season 2. I don't think they made it to the playoffs in Season 2. I think they were very close though. Unless they made it and they fell in the first round. I can't actually remember. It's been a while. Please forgive me. Starting here for Red is going to be SOS Toss. SOS Toss hasn't won a game so far for Red, but he is a pretty good Protoss player. Let's have a look at his opponent, fighting for Valhalla team. Once again, not too many games to go from, just one win. Fake Finn said we did make it, so they did. They did. I just can't remember. It's like, it's really hard to say this because I remember so many random statistics about certain games, right? But I can't remember the big important stuff. And this is why I made a big database that tells me all of this stuff, right? What I need to do is I need to add something to it so it shows me on a separate window that no one else can see, like where they placed, where like teams placed in each season. That would be incredibly good if I could manage to do that. I mean, I could check Liquipedia, which by the way is an amazing resource, and even though you don't have access to all of these stats in the database, guys, you can get all of the win-loss stats from Liquipedia. There's tons of other stats about the teams on all of their individual pages. Liquipedia obviously one of our wonderful sponsors, the other being Esport Fund and Matcherino. Great, fantastic sponsors. Please use their resources, they are amazing. Esport Fund especially, giving away so much money to different esports, different tournaments as well, and they're one of the biggest supporters of Brood War in general, so massive shout out to them, and Liquipedia of course for being such a wonderful resource. Now the map we're going to be going into is going to be La Mancha. 4 players, top right, bottom left, bottom right and top left spawns, and pretty much a really fun map. In terms of ZVP, over the course of Season 1 and Season 3, as you can see, the 5th PvZ here was actually played in 2019, which was a long time ago now. We've actually had a bit of a Zerg favor here. Let's see if that's going to continue as we get further into the season, or are we going to see SOS Toss pick up his first win in the STPL? Let's find out. Okay, the game has begun, and starting us off in the top right-hand corner, sorry, the top left-hand corner in the yellow, fighting for red. It's SOS Toss. And his opponent spawning up here in the top right-hand corner, going for a 4-pool in the magenta, fighting for Valhalla team, looking for a quick win here. It's Dane. Now this is not looking good here for SOS Toss. If you build your wall on the low ground, it can be very difficult to hold onto a 4-pool, and SOS Toss is scouting in the wrong direction. If this goes Dane's way, this could end up being one of the fastest games in STPL history. The quickest we've ever had is 2 minutes 30. That was Soma versus Yeti. Very similar situation on La Mancha at 2 minutes 30 there. The next is 2 minutes 53, Grass versus Castle, back on Sin Peaks of Baekdu in Season 1. Now SOS Toss is not going to know that this is coming in. 6lings are coming. It's a gateway first as well, which is the worst position that you can be in, and he's actually going to go for a 2-gate. No, he's not. Okay, so Forge is coming in. If he can pull his probes and hold on to his gateway, he can still win this game, but the trouble is he doesn't know he has to pull his probes. There's a drone up here, going to be kind of throwing him off a little bit. SOS Toss needs to go to the top right now. Okay, I think this game is over. The probes aren't going to be coming. Why would he send the probes down? He's got no idea this is coming, and the fact he scouted last as well, and the very fact that Dane scouted first, is incredibly lucky. But that's how it goes sometimes. One additional probe coming in here, that isn't going to be enough. Oh no, he's going to lose his pylon. He's going to lose the pylon. He's just built a cannon. It doesn't matter. The gateway's unpowered. The cannon's going to go down. More lings are streaming over. And it looks like this is going to be game over. Can he make magic happen with his probes? Or are the probes going to melt? Looks like the probes are melting. GG. SOS taps out, and Dane takes one of the quickest games in STPL history there. That is going to make it into the top 5. It's going to take 2nd place away from Grass and Castle. And it's going to push New Tornadoes, no, sorry, Katrina SE's Tech versus Kenzie off the bottom of the leaderboard. So we're going to go for a very quick break, as that was a very quick game, and we'll be back with game number 4 in just a moment. Okay guys, welcome back, and if you followed the STPL or Foreign Brood War in general for any period of time, you will know this person very well. Starting us off for red, we're going to have Eriador, aka Liquid Drone, one of the original Clan Liquid members before they even become an esports team and everything like that. They had the community website back then, but that was it. Like, they were a community forum. They didn't become this massive, probably million, I'm imagining, dollar organization. And he's one of the founding members of their clan, really. He's still technically a member as well. He's a really good Zerg and Protoss player. Now, he does play ZVP, so all of this versus Protoss stats are Zerg. He also plays PvZ as well, but that doesn't come into it right now. But in terms of main races, Eriador, I would say his main race is Zerg, but he also plays random, so he plays a little bit of everything. His opponent coming up here for VT, a little bit less history here, but the only win, or the only game he played against True Touch, and he won in a ZVZ, so PvZ, sorry. So Disco has got form in Protoss versus Zerg. Now this map isn't as funky as Fantasy 2 is, so maybe this will look a little bit different to the game he had against True Touch, but as you can see, Protoss have been having a really good time here, so this could be a good map for Eriador. Now the important thing is, Eriador is up against it. VT are currently on match point after that quick 4 pull. So if Eriador cannot win here, we will not be going to an ace match, but if he can hold on and take down Disco, who managed to take down True Touch, we'll be heading into game 5 and ending the series with an ace match, which is always fun. So let's see what's going to happen as we get into game number 4, Eriador versus Disco on Tripod. Okay, the game has begun, and starting us off here in the bottom left-hand corner, in the yellow, fighting for Valhalla team, it's Disco. And his opponent spawning up here, looking to be a Saturday Night Fever. In the red, fighting for red, it's Eriador. I could have picked a much better song name for that. Looking to avoid a tragedy, it's Disco. It's Eriador. That doesn't work either. That's not really a disco song. I guess it kind of is. Okay, so we've got Disco going for an in-base gateway here. This doesn't mean he's going to go for 2-gate, but it is possible, and it's something we've seen a lot of on this map, surprisingly enough, in ZVP. Now, Disco, unlike his colleague and friend in Dane, is not going to be able to scout first, so if it is going to be a 2-gate, it means he's not going to have perfect information right away. But is Eriador going to hold on to this? Eriador's actually not going to expand quickly. He's just going to play 1 base. He's going for a 2nd hatchery on top of his ramp. Is he going to go 3 hatch before Paul? I think he might be. Eriador has been doing this a little bit more recently. No, okay. Ignore everything I said. I cast a curse at myself. That's it. I'm never going to say anything again. I'm never, ever going to make another prediction because they're always wrong. Well, they're not always wrong, but it's only whenever I'm watching Eriador and Medinio for some reason. Sometimes I'll get it right. Sometimes. Now, it is going to be a 2-gate play coming in from Disco. I did get that right. I mean, it was kind of obvious, but you never know. He could have gone for 1-base Reaver or something like that. But the fact that Eriador has gone for the hatchery on the high ground is actually going to save his life here. And the fact he knows his opponent's not spawning up here and expanding to his 3rd base as far away from his opponent as he can do, that means the only place Eriador has to hold on to is this small gap. And that should be very easy for him to do so. Now the pool is about to finish up. He's going to be able to get a sunken or 2 at the top of this ramp as well. And even though Eriador does not know there's a 2-gate coming, just because he's not able to scout his opponent, he should be in pretty good shape here. Now, I don't want to curse him, because we could see him lose the game, but I get the feeling that this shouldn't work. Big emphasis on shouldn't. Eriador getting his lings out. He should know to send his lings out to scout now. If he doesn't, he's actually playing a little bit too greedy. But Eriador is building a ton of lings. He's either preparing to go for it all in himself, but no speed is on the way because he only just started mining gas, or he knows that something funny is happening. And it looks like he's going to go down with 8 lings, scout the first zealot, and he should know now what's coming his way. He sees 3 zealots here. He's going to get a good surround on the first zealot, at least doing a good bit of shield damage. Not quite getting any hull damage just yet, but he'll be able to hold here. And that's the most important thing. Now, he cannot engage these zealots in this choke. He has to wait for Disco to come to him. Now, the longer he waits, the more zealots they're going to be. We've got a drone coming up here to start a sunken colony, most likely immediately. This is going to help create a wall, but it also creates a funnel for the zealots to sit in to block the lings. But it looks like Eriador should be in a pretty good spot here. The Overlord's going to be able to go into the main base and finish scouting everything he needs to. He's got an Overlord on the left-hand side, checking for any unit movement, and the Zealots are going to be forced to go home. So Eriador is in the best possible situation, given the situation he's been in. Now, is Eri going to go for speed? Is he going to try and go around the back to go for a counterattack? I'm not too sure, but he is getting ready just to make sure that no hidden zealots are going to be coming his way. Now, Eriador, with his Overlord movement, going to see the first zealot trying to make its way across, and that's super important. He's going to see the gateways. He sees the Cybernex core, and he doesn't see the forge. I don't believe the creep does go down the ramp. It may, like, kind of join up, like here, but I don't think it goes down the ramp properly. I think it's very rare that it'll do it. Like, sometimes if you build the... I don't actually know enough to give you a proper answer on that question. If Freakling was in chat, he would know, but I'm fairly certain, at least on the amount of games I've seen, I'm certain I've seen creep go down a cliff before, but I know it's not very common. It may depend on the terrain types and things like that, so... Although I guess it can't do, because otherwise this would have gone down here. If the creep could go down, it would actually make things a little bit easier for Zerg in this situation, but I don't think it's too important. Now we've got Eriador coming in for a little bit of a counterattack of his own. Speed is not yet finished. He's actually skipped speed entirely to go immediately into Aspire. Now this means these lings are not going to be doing anything when they get here. And Eriador is actually going to show off to Disco that he doesn't have ling speed, which is a pretty big tell that there's a lot of tech going on back at home, or maybe that Eriador just forgot ling speed, but that's kind of a little bit beyond I think Ariador's level for getting Link Speed. He's played the game probably longer than many people. Well, I mean, objectively, he's played the game more than longer than a lot of people have been alive, that's without a doubt. But even most of the people that play the game now have definitely not played anywhere near as long as Ariador has. Ariador, the grandpappy of Brood War, playing since the dawn of time. Oh, and apparently it objectively doesn't mean that. So I apparently don't have a good grasp of my own language either. It's all good though, it's all good. We'll just pretend I said something smart, right? You guys can do that. I said something that made perfect sense. Oh, Ariador gets a Scourge on the Corsair. This is going to really help his Mutalisks. And this second Scourge, oh my god, he gets the Corsair. This is actually massive. Ariador could catapult off of this and win the game in this very moment. There's a single cannon in the main, a single Corsair, but one Corsair without +1 is not going to be doing anything. Now Ariador's going to get into a position where he can attack the probes. He's trying to get the Corsair without going towards the cannon. Does need to be careful. It's not a guaranteed victory, but he's going to snipe down the Cybernetic Core, forcing the Corsair to come over. And he's going to be able to kill it. And if he kills this, he's going to have free reign over the probes. He's even going to be able to dive on this cannon. Now it looks like there is another Corsair coming out. Is he going to target it down? No, he wants to get the cannon first. Scourge coming in here with no cannon. The Scourge are going to be able to get the Corsairs. The cannon about to be taken down as well. Where did the Corsair go? Did he kill the Corsair with 2 other Scourge? I think he did. And he's going to get the other Scourge coming, or the other Corsair as soon as it pops. Cannon's trying to come up here, desperately trying to hold on to his main base. There's not that many. Oh, he gets one of the Scourge immediately on the Corsair. Is he going to be able to get the other one? No, he's not. So the Corsair's going to live to fight another day. But at what cost? He's losing so many probes. But even then, he's up 23 workers. Is this the end of the world for Disco? If he loses his Nexus, obviously that's going to be a major problem. But he has lost his main, technically. And that means Ariador is in a very good spot. Ariador actually evening up the supply. That is not where you want to be as a Zerg player. Looks like Disco wanted to come in for a counterattack with his Zealots. Unable to break into the main. The Zealot wall and the Sunken are going to be enough to hold on to this. He's trying to focus down any units that come out the gateway here. The Scourge does not manage to connect with the Corsair, but he's not going to be able to get the natural. But if he gets the main base, that could be all he needs to do. If he gets rid of +1 attack as well, that'd be amazing. Scourge getting one of the Corsairs again. He only takes off the shield and does a little bit of hull damage, but that's more than enough. Looks like the counterattack going to come back in here. Going to be unable to do anything. And with the gateways mostly unpowered, with the Nexus going to be going down as well, Disco's going to tap out. GG. And Ariador is going to take us to the ace match. So the cool thing about this is not only does Ariador take us to the ace match, but he also takes down the player that managed to take down True Touch in his last game as well, which is not the easiest thing to do. True Touch, his ZVP is incredible. I would say without a doubt, maybe I'm wrong here, but without a doubt I would say that PVZ is his best matchup, because it's probably the matchup he's played more than any other, especially in the STPL. That's certainly the case, and it's pretty cool. So let's have a look. Let's go to a very quick break, and when we get back, we'll head in to game number 5. It's the ace match, and I'll tell you who it's going to be when we get into the game. Toss a coin to your content creators, oh Valley of Plenty, oh Valley of Plenty, oh. Toss a coin to your content creators, a friend of humanity. Okay guys, welcome back. We're going to be heading into the ace match, starting us off here in the top right hand corner in the blue. No, you know what? I think I'm going to go for orange versus red. I think that looks cooler. Starting here for red, it's going to be once again winner of the previous match, savior of red in this series. It's Eriador. And his opponent spawning down here in the bottom left hand side of Byzantium 3, fighting for Valhalla team. It's Yangachi. Okay, so it's going to be a PvZ. We've just seen that Eriador can win EVP. Now he's going to gas trick here, which I still don't understand fully if this is actually good or not. I've heard from various sources that it's good, various sources that it's bad. I guess it depends on the build you're going for. Now it does allow you to sneak out an extra drone a little bit quicker. And he is going to be going for maybe a 10 hatch here? Yeah, so he's going to go for a 10 hatch. Now, is this going to fare well against what Yangachi is going to plan to do? Now, Yangachi, yes, he is playing in STPL. He got added to Valhalla team's roster after Wiko had left. He was kind of added to shore out the roster a little bit, to make them a little bit stronger. Now, he hasn't actually done amazingly well in the STPL so far. The only game he played against Seoul, he played against Mighty, and he did lose that one. Now, Eriador, as I pointed out before, this was in his before his previous game, he had a 69% win rate against Protoss. Can he make it go any better? Let's find out. Now, one thing that could be a problem here, a 10 hatch means you cannot deal with a cannon rush here. And for the first time in STPL history, we are going to have a cannon rush on a hatchery. I don't think I've ever seen this across the 1,000... I wonder how many games we've actually had now. Can I check this very quickly? I think I can. I think it's been over 1,300 games we've had in the STPL, and we have never had a cannon rush. This is the first one. Is Eriador going to be able to hold on to this? The good thing was it wasn't a 12 hatch. The cannon is coming in. Second pylon coming in as well. Now Creep Colony coming up immediately here. The Sunken is going to be used to try and hold on to this. The cannon walling off the other cannons as well. I think this actually blocks units. It was a 10 hatch, exactly. So the hatch coming up on 10 means the pool's a little bit quicker. The Sunken is going to be a little bit quicker, and I think he should be able to hold on to this. If he targets properly, he can kill the pylon. And there's only one pylon, that's it. This isn't going to kill the hatchery. As long as he kills this pylon, there's nothing powering the cannons. It's going to be close. There we go, cannons unpowered. This is 3 cannons that are going to be doing absolutely nothing. And he's going to clear them up. And throughout that, all he lost was health on his hatchery. That was a very nice pickup for Eriador, and definitely what he wants to have happen now. Ironically, the single Ling is blocking everything else. Now, Eriador cannot go for a counter. There's already 2 cannons back at home. The Nexus is coming up as well. But if you want to know how to defend a cannon rush with a 10 hatch, that is how you do it. You play calm, you do not panic, and that is definitely something I know I lose a lot to when I'm playing, not as Protoss obviously or Zerg, but if I get cheesed, I panic. And if you panic, you don't think things clearly. Eriador did not pull all his drones. He didn't do anything different. He just built a Sunken Colony and let it do its thing. That's it. Now let's see if he can go in for a counter here. Is speed on the way? No, it isn't. So these Lings aren't going to be able to get in. I mean, he could try, but I don't think it's worth it. Now, one thing to point out, at least in STPL statistics, this isn't really... I mean, this isn't really... what do you call it? what's an upset? That's what I'm trying to say. But in statistics in general, Yangachi is actually one of the best Korean amateur Protoss players. If Ariador can win the game here, he is going to take a massive upset. And for Red to take down Valhalla team as well, that would be incredibly impressive. A lot of people would not believe that Red could do that. I made a massive mistake not getting any water. But we'll manage it. If it gets bad, I'll just pause the replay. But regardless, this is going to be the final game of today. We've got Hydra range coming up, a third base coming up at the gas base, which does have 5,000 minerals. And we've got Yangachi stuck in his main. This is the perfect situation for Ariador to pretty much do whatever he wants. Now, he's going for a lot of drones. There's not going to be a Hydra all in or anything like that. Not even going to be a 973, I don't believe. 973 is definitely something that was a little bit more popular recently, but he's going into a fourth hatchery. Gonna go into a fifth hatchery behind this as well. And Ariador is going to look to play this like a macro game, I think. I don't think we're going to see a crazy all-in or anything. He's going to... Oh my god, this is so clever. Even just showing a single Hydra forces more cannons. Now this Hydra needs to pull back. He doesn't want to lose this. Save game equals broken replay, apparently. This is, well, this isn't gonna look good. We'll find out. My cat Lottie is going crazy behind me for some reason. But look at this, he's forced out 6 cannons. Now, luckily enough, they're still building stuff, so I don't think it's completely broken as of yet. We may be okay. Now we've got an Evo chamber coming up. You can build another hatchery here to wall this off. The first Corsair is finally out. There isn't actually anything that can shoot up, so we'll be able to get the first Overlord. But those 2 Hydralisks, I think it became 3 in the end, killed a gateway and a forge. He didn't cancel the cannons. The trouble is he can't cancel the cannons. He only just now scouted what Ariador's doing. If you cancel those cannons and suddenly 30 Hydras appear at your base, you die. You don't have a forge. You now don't have a gateway either. Now he did rebuild the forge in the main, so +1 is coming up, but it's heavily delayed. Storm is on the way as well. But this is pretty much, I said this before, but it really is the perfect situation for Ariador to be in. Now Yangachi is going to see the third base for the first time this game. Not going to be able to find any damage. And the fifth hatchery is coming up here for Ariador as well. Now Ariador, well known outside of Korea for his queen usage. Are we going to see that come into play here? Or are we going to see a more standard late game ZVP? I think Ariador's probably going to go for most likely queens. It doesn't make any sense for him not to. It's his signature style. And Desarque is seeing good position. Go kill top hammer. Oh, top hammer Chitos. I finally understand what hammer is. Now we've got a lot of units coming in here from Ariador. Is he going to try and break the front? This is a really interesting timing. I think Storm may have just finished. Yes, it did. So this timing shouldn't work. But he is getting in a position to at least jump on any army that comes out. And that is very important. The third base, the fifth hatchery is up. No Queen's Nest just yet, but he is going for Overlord drops, I believe this is. Speed is the one that look. No. Oh my god, I need to learn the Overlord icons, man. I think this is just Overlord speed. I'm certain this is Overlord speed. It's the one that looks like the stomach that looks like the drops, isn't it? Doesn't look like we've got Lurker research on the way. Oh, it's already done, that's why. There we go. Lurker's coming on up. And there we go. Oh my god, the Zealots try and come out and do damage, and they immediately get spines thrown on them. Now, Ariador's done a pretty good job at splitting his Lurkers, which means Storm is not going to do as much. He's going to be forced to kill 2 of his cannons. And if he can make Yangachi waste his Storms, he's going to be able to push in here and do a ton of damage. Now he needs to make sure he doesn't do this wrong. Now this is kind of funny. He's in a position where he can actually push the cannons now with lurkers. Due to the way that worked out, but looks like we've got a 4th base on the way from Eriador in the bottom right hand corner. No hive on the way yet. No Queen's Nest is done here for Eriador either. So he is just going to be powering up off of these 4 bases for the time being. Just adding on a ton of lurkers. Overlord drop is going to be coming in. Now the first observer is out. No storm has been used just yet, but this means that those zealots are going to be taking a ton of damage. Nice storm dodge there by Eriador. And Eriador is close to getting a supply advantage here over his opponent. Now it looks like we are going to get some more lurkers coming in here at the top of this to try and shore up this contain. Gateway wise, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 gateways against 5 hatcheries at the moment. It's going to be 6 and 7 hatcheries in a moment though. The 4th base is up in the bottom right hand corner. We've got Eriador pushing forward, getting a couple of those. Looks like I pressed the button to show the stats, and it looks like Yangachi doesn't have any, but Eriador has 92 wins. Now, as pointed out in chat, Yangachi has actually stopped building probes, and that's because he knows there's no way of him expanding anytime soon. And is he going to go into Reavers? No, this is just a pylon. Now let's see if he can push forward. If Eriador can snipe some of these observers, that's going to be massive. But look at the storms. Blanketing all of the Hydralisks here. But not using the storms on the lurkers means the lurkers are going to survive. But this is so much storm. So much damage being done. And Eriador's army melts at the front of Yangachi's base. And this means Yangachi is going to secure his high ground. And that is the perfect position for him to be in. He's going to be able to take a 3rd base. No 4th base just yet though, but he is going to be able to go for a counter. Eriador with the better economy, but with the lower supply means his army isn't nearly as big as it could be. And the amount of units coming out from Yangachi here is incredible, really showing why he's one of the best amateur Korean Protoss players. There's no Sunkens back here to help shore up this defense, and he is going to be pushing down a small ramp against Storm if he wants to hold on to this base. Now a lurker goes down at the top of the map as well. Looks like we've got a big counter-attack coming in here to try and block the units from getting here, but look at the Storm. Eriador doing a good job defending against it, but he's unable to get the observers. And the units that come to try and defend this base are going to go down. Now the drones, he's sending the drones the wrong direction. Now Yangachi knows there's a base down in the bottom right. And this base is going to go down. The Sunken is going to go down immediately. And it looks like Yangachi may have made the turning point here. Now Yangachi, of course, obviously doesn't have a 3rd base. Eriador knows that he's going to attempt to take one. Can he get into a position to hold on it? And he did. Oh, he saw the bottom right hand base with the Corsair. My bad. I did miss out on the minimap, but we've got a lot of lurkers up here trying to defend. We do have a lot of upgrades coming in. 1-1 for the ranged units. We've got +1 attack coming in for melee as well, but still no lair. Still no hive, and still no queens. Means Yangachi, as long as he can use his storms well, is going to be in a good position. But can he break Eriador here? Eriador is in a position. He gets one of the observers. Very, very important to do that. He doesn't get the High Templar. Is he going to be able to get it now? No. Yes, he does. Storm's coming in, but looks like Eriador gets the other observer, which means there's no pushing up this ramp now. And Eriador is held onto his base for the time being. Oh, he gets another High Templar as well. This is massive. Eriador is trading so well in these engagements at the moment. And that's exactly what he needs to happen. So many units coming out from here from Eriador as well. Looks like Yangachi getting ready to attack up onto the high ground. The drones do see this, but the units from Eriador are not in position, so he may lose this 4th base. Let's see if he can hold on. Looks like he's going to lose the hatchery. I mean, it's 300 minerals, not the biggest deal. He is going to save the drones for the time being. And he is going to trap some of these units up here, which is super important. Eriador definitely starting to struggle a little bit. We've got High Templar on the bottom. Hatchery coming back up. Still no Sunkens or anything on this high ground. Now the one problem Eriador has is he needs to stop this base. Can he go and kill it? That's the risky play. There's no third gas here for Eridor either. He did lose his third gas, which makes teching to Hive so much harder. And without Hive, there's no Adrenal. The melee upgrade he just got and the melee upgrades he's still going for are not going to be too helpful. All of his gas is going to be going into Lurkers here. And oh no, this High Templar is going to get so much damage with the Storm. Looks like Eridor realizes, pulls back. But is he going to be able to hold on? The Overlord goes down at the front. It's going to be tough here. The Lurkers are out of position. The Storm coming down on the back. Hydral is going to be doing a ton of damage. Another Storm going to be coming in here as well, but he's not using it. He's waiting. He's baiting out more units. And he's actually going to save the High Templar as well somehow. The Lurkers are not in a position to come back and defend against this. And it looks like Eridor may lose his natural. And if Eridor loses this natural, it's pretty much game over. He's trying to get on top of the units because he's trying to bait storms out on top of the units, but I don't think Eridor has enough to hold on. +3 carapace, I think this is. No, +2 carapace is going to be taken down. The hatcheries are going to start to fall as well, and unfortunately, after a very well played early game, looks like Gangachi is able to pull this back. Eridor maybe played a little bit too greedy with hatcheries. A little bit too greedy with no sunken defense, and that is going to be it for the game. Now, as I mentioned before, that's actually a very important series. Losing that game there may have actually cost Red an easy path into the playoffs, so they're going to have to fight even harder on their last 2-3 weeks of games, week 9, week 10, and week 11. I don't think they've had their bye week yet either, which is going to make things a little bit harder for them. Let me just double check. Oh, so they have. They've already had their bye week, so they've still got 3 weeks left, 3 chances to win. Now, this is a very important game for Valhalla team to win, because Valhalla team, they're second, but they've got 2 penalty match losses from 2 rule violations. And that basically means that every series from now on is even more important to win, because they are putting themselves in a very difficult position. But winning that series is going to put them up to 6-1 on the current standing, 6-3 overall, and that should make things a little bit easier for them. But that was a tough series. Losing that walkover in game 1 could have cost them that there, but then of course we could have still had Horatoss winning anyway. So it was a good series. We had a lot of good games. We actually had one of the quickest games of STPL history, and that is going to bring us to an end on today's series. It was fun. I had fun. Huge shout outs to Esport Fund, Liquipedia, and Matcherino, our wonderful sponsors. Liquipedia, of course, a fantastic Wikipedia resource. And there's actually, funny thing is, where I've been hanging around with a lot of Japanese people on VR chat, people know what Liquipedia is in Japan as well. Yeah, there's only one match today. On Wednesday, we'll head into Bull versus DM, EF versus Rev, and then on Friday we'll have Soul versus IRK and Net Wars versus Ash. So they should be some really sick series. Massive thank you for tuning in. I'm going to find someone to raid if there's anyone streaming, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday.